Mark.
And we're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Hey, Shep, I've got a riddle for you.
Hit me.
Why don't anteaters get sick?
I don't know.
Because they're filled with antibodies.
You know, Mark, there are thousands of ant species that can run amok in your home.
To be effective, you've got to keep them straight.
The pros from Rose can correctly identify the ant and solve the problem.
Protect your health and home. Call 800-966-ROSE. Rose will get the best of your pest.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. If you fly out of Detroit Metro Airport, you'll be seeing millions in improvements. U.S. Senators Debbie Stabenow and Gary Peters have announced that the FAA will award Metro Airport more than $49 million in federal funding for terminal improvements. $28 million will be used to rehabilitate public restrooms, $17 million to repair baggage claim belts, and $4 million to provide a replacement program for the passenger boarding bridges. The Gerald R. Ford International Airport will receive around $8.6 million for new passenger boarding bridges. The money was made possible by the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. The fifth debate of Republican gubernatorial hopefuls took place in Grand Rapids last night. Businessman Kevin Rinke touted his plan to fully eliminate the state's 4.25% personal income tax within a year of taking office, saying it puts money in residents' pockets immediately and could be attractive to visitors.
For people on the outside who love Michigan, but who were reticent to move here because of the tax structure, they'll now have an opportunity to come and enjoy property that they own.
Rinke, Ryan Kelly, Tudor Dixon, and Garrett Soldano all argued for tax cuts during the debate, but couldn't agree on a way to do it. GOP candidate Pastor Ralph Rebrandt of Farmington Hills was not invited by events organizers because he didn't meet the polling threshold. Republican candidate for Michigan Governor Ryan Kelly is expected to plead not guilty today as he's in court in Washington, D.C. on several misdemeanor charges related to the January 6th Capitol riot. Kelly announced his plans for a not guilty plea during a recent debate. He was ordered to turn in his guns pending the case. The charges against him include trespassing and disorderly conduct. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 910. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies and light winds for today. Highs will top out near 83 degrees. Tonight, some cloudiness builds into the area. Winds continue to be light, and lows drop to 64. Friday, partly sunny. Highs make it into the upper 70s. Northeast winds increase to 5 to 15. Higher gusts possible. Friday night, mostly clear. Lows fall back to 56. Winds remain northeast, 5 to 15. Higher gusts remain possible as well. And then Saturday, sunny and highs head back into the upper 70s. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Right now it's 63.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW for a Thursday morning. Nice to have you with us. And it's going to be, we haven't done this in a while. It's going to be an open session from now till 11. Whatever you'd like to chat about at 989-752-6111, the number to call. And get the conversation started. I have a couple of things I want to bring up this morning and chat about here on the program. One of them local, and that is we had a little discussion on the morning team show about this. The Potter Street Station. For those of you not from Saginaw, the Potter Street Station, an old Victorian type station, and it was at one time, in its heyday, the transportation hub of Saginaw, including trains that ran until the early 60s. Since that time, the station was abandoned and fell into disrepair. It suffered fire. Its roof is collapsed. It's had a number of problems, but the main building itself is still standing. It's still recognizable. It's fenced off. And there is a preservation group that has control of the building. Well, there's some discussion amongst STARS, the Saginaw Area Regional Transportation Authority, that it possibly, and we do have to put it this way, possibly, it's not in the cards yet. It's not in stone. Nobody's said it's going to happen. But they want to study the feasibility of restoring the Potter Street Station and using it as a transportation hub. I have no idea, none whatsoever, what the cost would be to restore that facility to its original glory. And in my opinion, if you're going to use that facility, then it should be restored to the way it used to look, not torn down or some new building put up, or, change the location, change the image of the building. So I personally, I love those old stations. I'd love to see it restored. I don't know if it's feasible, but I would love to see that building restored. STARS had asked to use ARPA money in restoring the Potter Street Station. And now there is money set aside. Congressman Kildee got some funds for a study for a transportation center, including the possibility of the Potter Street Station. And there are other locations too, Civitan, several locations that STARS has looked at. Along with the conversation of restoring the Potter Street Station, there has been a conversation about the possibility of bringing back passenger train service to the 140-year-old station. I don't know the feasibility of that either. Although I have said for a long, long time, this country fell way behind on rail service compared to the rest of the world. If you travel in Europe, more than likely, if you're going from point A to point B, you're going by train. They have an extensive rail service in Europe, many of them high speed. Other countries like Japan led the way with bullet trains. It's not cheap to build, and sometimes doesn't make money. As a matter of fact, a lot of public transportation doesn't make money. It's a service to the citizens paid for with tax dollars. What would you say is the feasibility of A, restoring the Potter Street Station, and B, actually seeing trains come back to Saginaw? Again, it's just a conversation. Nothing is in writing anywhere. Nothing is in the process of being funded other than the study. And there is and has been a lot of talk about that station over the years. And this, I think, at this particular point in time, this is as close to seeing some resolve of the Potter Street station that we've ever been, where somebody actually thinks they have a plan to use it. In this case, an authority that's already in the transportation business, as opposed to individuals who have never done it before but would like to see it happen. Here we have an organization that actually runs transit. It might be interesting. And I sort of suspected this would be my first caller this morning. Errol, good morning.
You had to wind me up this morning already, didn't
I want
you?
to wind you up tight.
Well, I think I had this discussion with Tom Mudd the day after that fire because I had the big fire in the darn thing.
Were you still in the department when the big fire hit?
You're kidding me, right?
No, I don't know.
Oh, yes, I did have that. I had that fire and one other one. But anyways, well, and someone else was there with him. I can't, or not with him, but in the area. He said, "Hey, can you hold off bulldozing this building for a couple of days? I think we can save it." I says, I'm going to order this building bulldozed as a hazard to everyone that's ever been in the building. And I said, but I'll give you 2 days and you come back and see me. And he never did. He was, and you know, there's no bigger preservationist than Tom Mudd.
Right.
Great man. He's done a lot in Saginaw, but I said, all right, give me a couple of days and I'll give you a couple of days. But if you don't have something to give me, this thing is going to have 2 bulldozers with lights on watching it. Well, guess what? The Potter Street station is still there.
I know it.
Must have won $1 billion or something like that. The station they took down in 3 days was the one on Genesee.
Right.
They should have never taken down, where there's still rail service in there.
Yeah.
But every time I hear that someone wants to throw a whole pile of money into the Potter Street station, I want to know where our transportation system got enough money to restore that structure.
Well, I'll give you the answer.
When we had the fire,
I'll give you the answer. I'll give you the answer. They applied for, I don't know whether they're going to get it or not, but they asked for ARPA funding.
I'm sorry, you have to tell me what that is.
Oh, well, that's the all that money that was sent to the cities and, to make up for COVID and all that stuff. There's that big pot of money that they're sitting on.
Yeah.
So they had asked for ARPA funding. Now, I have no idea what it would cost to restore that station. If it could be restored to its original grandeur, I think it would be an attraction. However, I have questions for you.
Yep.
How come after 2 days the bulldozers didn't take it down?
Because he talked me into letting them trying to put the group against to restore it.
All right.
And so that I made the mistake. I only ever made one in my life. It's either you or Ernie Krieger.
So here's you, Earl, as the battalion chief.
Yeah.
Doing 2 services to the community. One, you saved the building. You didn't let it burn to the ground. And 2, you didn't bulldoze it. And you had 2 opportunities.
But I ordered the Fordney bulldozed, and there was no objections. And I always thought that the tunnel they had from the Fordney to the river was kind of neat that they bricked in. But anyways, you keep talking about Potter Street Station, my hair is going to start going again.
Well, we'll see what happens. Because I'm going to keep talking about it.
I hope you win the lottery and kick in to restart. I really do.
If I do, I would.
You have made my morning again. I won't hit my wife more than 3 times.
Ooh, don't say that.
Heard about it over the years. So,
all right. Talk to you, Errol. Thanks. Bye now. For those of you that don't know, Errol was a battalion chief in the city of Saginaw in the fire department for many, many, many years, and has a lot of insight on buildings like the Potter Street Station that most of us don't have, because, as he said, he was the command officer to put the fire out. So I don't know the economic feasibility of it. I only speak from an emotional standpoint when I see buildings like that, because I love them. I'd love to see it fully restored. And I'm a railroad nut. I love trains. I had the opportunity just 2 weeks ago 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago today, as a matter of fact, I rode the Acela Express from Philadelphia to Stamford, Connecticut, and enjoyed every second of it. I enjoy traveling by trains. I have a lot of history on trains. But take a break, come back. I'll talk a little bit about that. But love your comments about the Potter Street Station if you're familiar with it. Should it be saved? And what would you think about the potential of returning train service to the city of Saginaw?
The world's best LPGA players are coming back to team up for the 2022 Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. The LPGA team event will be returning to the Great Lakes Bay region July 10th through the 16th, 2022 for a week-long community celebration. Come join us as we tee up the fun for everyone and cheer on our female golfers as they team up at Midland Country Club. Tickets start at just $10. Kids 17 and under get in free. Visit dowglbi.com for more information.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
The Federal Reserve releases the minutes from its recent meeting today, offering some background on its interest rate increases. Tyson Foods is expanding in the Middle East, buying a stake in Supreme Foods Processing and ADC based in Saudi Arabia. Supreme produces chicken and beef distributed across the Middle East. You'll be able to take a cruise without a test. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings says it will no longer require pre-boarding COVID-19 testing for its guests unless required by local regulations. The company says the new policy takes effect August 1st across its Norwegian Cruise Line, Oceania, and Regent Seven Seas cruises. Norwegian says the change is in line with the rest of the travel, leisure, and hospitality industry. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Big news. Greta Van Susteren is back, and she's on Newsmax. Tune into Newsmax at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and get the real news. Plus, check out the new lineup of Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable and streaming platforms. If your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them and demand it. And download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. They're going to wear Torkelson around third. Sharp single to right field. Baez got the fastball and didn't miss.
The Tigers play 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. It is an open phone edition. Whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111 will put you in touch with us. Started the conversation this morning talking about the Potter Street station in Saginaw, whether it should be restored, in this case by STARS, the transportation system. And would you want to see trains return to Saginaw, passenger train service to Detroit, for example? Would that make sense? If you have some comments on that, give us a call. Another transportation story. If any of you have flown in recent days over the July 4th holiday or what have you, I'm curious as to what your experience has been. The blame game is well underway. The airlines say the FAA staffing is behind the delays. The FAA says it's the pilot shortage. So who's to blame? Probably both when you look at it. When it comes right down to it, probably both of them are going to have to share the blame on this because of staffing problems that happened during the pandemic. I think the part that really is, to a lot of travelers upsetting is the fact the airlines were given billions and billions and billions of dollars to retain staff. And instead, they took all that money and then watched half the staff retire out or quit. And now, what a surprise. The pandemic lessens in terms of its impact, in terms of how we lead our lives, and people want to fly again. And the airports are as crowded as they were in 2019. Now, who should be surprised by that? Most of us aren't. Why were the airlines? Why were the airlines? But the blame game goes on. Everybody wants to blame the other guy. The FAA and its hiring and training were severely affected by the pandemic. No doubt about it. So, yeah, there's probably a shortage of controllers. But the pilot shortage has nothing to do with the FAA. It has to do with the airlines. And everybody seems to want to talk. Nobody wants to seem to act. Now, the airlines, let's be honest about it, the airlines don't want to find themselves in this position. It costs them a lot of money. Refunds to passengers, bumping fees and all of that, plus loss of income of those flights they have to cancel. So they want full planes with pilots and cabin attendants. Hiring them and training them is a costly and time-consuming process. You can't just take even somebody with pilot experience and stick them in a jetliner cockpit and say, see ya. They go through months and months of training. And that's the way I'd want it. If I'm a passenger on that airplane, I want to know they've been well trained and thoroughly trained. So it's not something that you can just put out a now hiring sign and tomorrow you got a full staff. It doesn't work that way. And that goes for the FAA and air traffic controllers too. These are jobs that require tons of training. People's lives are at stake, and you want to make sure they get it right. But it was the lack of foresight that I question about the airlines. I mean, they had to know that the public was itching to get back into the air and travel again. They had to know that, but they did not prepare for it. Because at a time during the pandemic when they probably could have found a lot of folks to hire and train and have plenty of time to do it because they weren't flying that much. They were parking their airplanes down in the Southwest deserts. That would have been the time to do it. But they didn't. So anyway, let's go to our phone. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art. Hey, I didn't call for this, but since you're talking about transportation, I guess Pete Buttigieg, is he in charge of that?
Yeah, he's the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think since he came in, we've had a problem with truckers. We've had a problem with our ports and now with our airlines.
Come on now. Let's blame the pandemic for a lot of that. Can't blame him for all of that.
No, heavens no. I mean, as soon as he came in, as soon as he took the job, he took the first 2 months off right away for him and his husband to bond with their baby that they got. So he was really concerned with our transportation, but I didn't call for that. Instead of bashing the left this time, I thought I'd talk about a few of their accomplishments, Art. And here's one here. The Biden administration is now number one recipient of the world's largest evacuation out of Afghanistan. And Biden is proud of that because he's told you, he says, we've evacuated more people than anybody did in American history. He's also got the highest gas prices in American history. He has the highest number of illegals crossing our border. I think in May, they estimated, what was it? A 250,000.
So this is all unknown stuff. I mean, we hash it over and over again.
I'm just talking about his accomplishments. These are things that they think are good.
Yeah.
He's the first president in American history to be led around on national TV by the Easter Bunny. That's another one there. And then the former press secretary, she was, according to her, Biden's the first president that was ever blown over by the wind. So I'm just saying, these are accomplishments that I just wanted to bring forward.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right, Art.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so lines are open for you. Again, whatever you'd like to chat about, as you can tell. We talk about it. You bring it up. We talk about it.
Hemlock Public School District encourages residents to become informed about the upcoming August election. There are 2 items on the ballot that will impact the school district: a non-homestead operational renewal and Saginaw ISD special education millage. Visit hemlockps.com for more information or give us a call at 989-642-5282. That's 642-5282. Hemlock Public Schools, excellence in education. Enroll today.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FULL for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's promo code FULL. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FULL for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code FULL for a $5 bonus.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. Then Paul Schlafly of Riverside Charters. In hour number 2, it's Mr. Angler Quest Brad Dupuis. Then Corporal Jill Miller on staying safe on the water. And in our third hour, Richard P. Smith talks bears, whitetails, and lots more. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
We're back with you here on WSGW. Had a caller off the air, Dale, wanted to know why, with all this transportation crisis in front of us, why they just can't sit down and solve the problem. Dale, I love your thought process, but it isn't going to happen. In this day and age, for whatever reason, sides in an argument find it more appealing to blame each other than to actually sit down and solve a problem. It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. All right, Mark is in Houghton Lake this morning. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good.
Hey, this current administration is releasing 1 billion barrels out of the reserves into the market.
Yeah, where's it going?
Well, it's going to China, or it's going to Asia, and Asia is China. Looking to see what your thoughts are on that.
Well, actually, the story I have, it's going to Europe, a lot of it. The question is why any of it is leaving this country.
Yes.
And I can't answer that. I do not have an answer. It's being shipped out by various fuel companies that have control on it. Here the president released 1 million barrels a day, supposedly to control our gas prices. And probably we're saving a penny or two at the pump because of it, maybe. But if they're shipping it overseas, what are we saving? I don't understand that. It made no sense to me whatsoever.
Right. And there's only, I'm not sure how much is in reserves, 100 billion. I mean, eventually, if you're pumping 1 million every day and you're not resupplying it, I would assume the juice box is going to go empty here and we're not resupplying it.
The story said that we're at the lowest level we've been. It is a limited time thing. I forgot the end date is in August or something like that. But I just, if it were going to help us and we were actually seeing a benefit, but to send it overseas, what good does that do us? I just shook my head. But, at the same time, it's a world commodity. So, supposedly it helps everybody. I don't know. If it's our reserve, we ought to be using it, not sending it someplace else.
All right. With hurricane season, probably not the best choices right now to do something like that.
Yeah, because the refineries are usually in line for getting blasted by the hurricanes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Fair enough, sir.
Good enough. Take care. Bye-bye now.
You too. Bye.
And next up is Jerry in Bay City. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How we doing?
We're doing all right.
What people have to do in this country to save is like take bus trips to go see 5 canyons at a time, and make new friends while you sit in the back of the bus with them.
But I think that's a wonderful way to do it.
Yeah. You never know who you might meet.
Except, you know what? Jerry, I got to tell you, Jerry and I, we were on a trip together, and his lovely wife and my wife. We sat in the back of the bus. And, I was involved, obviously, in busing for a long, long time. I cannot imagine what my friends in the bus industry are going through right now at $6 a gallon diesel fuel. And it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Trucking costs, busing costs, just phenomenally high.
Well, and I really feel sorry for the middle class and upper, they feel it, but not like, the people that, have those jobs, bartenders, waitresses, and stuff like that, and they really got to be hurting, to try to, not only pay their bills, but now they're paying this crazy price for gas. And we don't have a transportation system like Europe. I mean,
no, we don't.
Sandy was freaking out. Yeah, Sandy was freaking out when we took a trip just before COVID to Europe, and she was like, "Oh my God!" When we get there, I go, Sandy, you ain't got to worry about their buses. You ain't got to worry about their trains. Taxis are everywhere. I said they have it down pat. You don't have to worry. And we can't do it like that, here in America because we're so much bigger. If you take Germany, the land mass compared to America, and we're spoiled. We like driving them cars.
Well, we're also in a bigger rush. We when the airplane came along, it just about destroyed the train industry because everybody wanted to get there in a hurry, And then the proof of that is the Northeast corridor for Amtrak from Washington to New York and Washington to Boston is profitable because it's faster to get on the train in Washington, D.C., go to New York City. You start in downtown, you end in downtown. You don't have to go to the airport and wait an hour, go through security. You don't have to drive to the airport. You don't have to drive from the airport into the city. And you save a ton of time. So Amtrak is proving you can make money with that kind of service.
Yeah, well, and you got to have, around here, I don't know, like you say, and then into Saginaw, I know my daughters I've dropped them off in Flint, and they've taken trips to New York and stuff like that. But, the market in Saginaw, who knows if that's going to really, take, it'd be great to see it. It would be awesome to see it. Anytime you can bring any kind of business, into a town and people stop and grab lunch before they jump on the train and so on and so forth. So
the problem is it's not cost effective. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, and then we supplement it, and then
we do that anyway.
go up even more. Yeah, I was in a conversation with somebody the other day, and she was telling me, but look at the prices they have to pay in Europe. I go, they've always paid higher prices than us, always.
Well, their rail fares aren't that bad. Their rail fares aren't that bad.
No, I'm talking about gas.
Gas. Yes, absolutely. Their fuel costs, and it's by the liter.
Yeah, and they wanted to, they wanted to put limits on the Autobahns and stuff, and all the people are over there like, nope. They got, most of them, they drive crazy over with the big cars. They got money. They don't care about the price.
All right.
They get that Mercedes or Porsche going, and they don't care with the gas price. So, all right, say hi to the wife.
All right, you too. Thanks, Jerry. Bye now. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and get to Gene in Saginaw Township. Gene, hang on, and we will return.
I'm retired Army Colonel Martin Blank, and I'm a Republican running for the state Senate. I've met thousands of our neighbors during this campaign. I've listened to their stories. They're often heartbreaking. They work hard, but they're barely hanging on. They're a paycheck or two away from disaster. They're fearful for their kids' future, and nobody in Lansing is listening to them. I want you to know I'm listening. I hear you. Your story is my story. I've been knocked around by life. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. As your state senator, I may not always get it right, but I'll always try to do the right thing by you. Nobody owns me, no special interests, no PAC, no party. I'm nobody's man but yours. For 23 years, I fought for you, including tours in Afghanistan and Iraq, and I'll fight for you once again as your state senator. This is Martin Blank, Republican candidate for state senate. I ask for your vote on August 2nd.
Paid for by Martin Blank for state senate.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
On the next monthly Van Camp and Robbins show.
Liberals, are you upset about the Supreme Court? Just buy an electric vehicle.
That's it. The answer to every question.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, and Gene is in Saginaw Township. Gene, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I guess you've kind of gone off to other subjects, but earlier you were talking about the Potter Street depot, and I would cast a vote in favor of restoration of that facility if the study shows it's feasible. I have sort of a special link there. My grandfather, Emil Schellhorn, was an engineer for the Paramarquette Railroad.
Oh, is that right?
And we used to be down at that station a lot. And we'd take excursions over to the west side of the state, Manistee and other places. And
that was in the days when the locomotives were steam.
Yeah. Those were beautiful, beautiful trips. Of course, that's many years ago. Time has sort of passed me by. That's 80-some years ago. But
just a touch.
But anyway, I would hope that something could be done with it, and so I'm anxious to see what the study shows.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. I don't know the condition of the building other than the fact it's a derelict. We all know that. But
I haven't been in there in a long time either. No.
But it's it certainly has a lot of history and heritage in the area.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to see those things. I like preservation to a point. And the point is what makes sense. I mean, you can't preserve every building.
No, that's right.
And if it's in such disrepair that it really, would take more than it's worth to save it, then you have to really think about it,
A fellow that probably has been in there more recently than either you or I have is Tom Mudd.
Oh, probably so.
I thought maybe he'd call in this morning.
Yeah.
Give us his views.
See if I can get a hold of him. Might be interesting.
Yeah, right. Well, have a good day.
All right. Thanks, Gene. Take care.
Right.
Bye-bye. And let's talk to Joe in Bay City. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Art. I haven't talked to you in quite some time. The good weather's here, and I hate to say this, but I have other things I'd rather be doing.
Me too. Go ahead.
So anyway, hey, I just want to make this quick about the Supreme Court and the abortion issue.
Okay.
I'm getting tired of the liberals and Democrats blaming the conservatives and the traditional people about that, and the Democrats only have themselves to blame. If you look at the history of the Supreme Court, 50 years ago, it was a conservative court that actually passed Roe, and now it's a conservative court that got rid of Roe, and they complained that they didn't have a black woman judge, yet Obama had two opportunities to put a black woman in there, and he chose a white woman and a Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing is, you look at Ginsburg, and had she retired under Obama, the court would have been 5-4 not overturning Roe this time around because Roberts was with the liberals on it. So, simple things like that, people don't realize it, but had she retired, it had been 5-4 not overturning Roe this time around. And yet they want to blame everybody else, and I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, well, it's not going to change.
I know it's not going to change, but anyway, I just wanted to have a quick call and
great.
And,
glad to hear from you.
Tell you that maybe the weather will turn bad by October, and I can call a little bit more often.
Yeah, well, listen, I'd like you to go out and do a rain dance.
Yeah, well, we could use a little rain. You're right.
Certainly could. All right, good enough.
Okay, all right.
Thanks, Joe. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And we'll say good morning to Chris in Midland. Chris, good morning.
Hi. I haven't been able to listen since Scott called. As far as Stars wanting to use the property where the Potter Street station is, there's not a lot of land there. There's a rail yard right behind it, and Potter Street on the other side of it. What are they planning to do? Are they going to close Potter Street and then reroute traffic in that neighborhood?
Well, there's not much in that neighborhood, including homes. But again, I think this is why they're doing the feasibility study, to see what can be done. And I don't know how much of that property the Preservation Society holds.
Uh-huh.
And the other part of it is how much the land bank holds. But there is quite a bit of land in there that could be reconfigured into a transportation center and a small business commercial hub, if you will. It's been talked about before.
Right, but I mean the physical space between the back of the station to the working rail yard that's already there isn't that great.
Well, that's
Is
true,
it an acre of land?
But you do have you have the street and everything in front of the station, and I think that's what they're looking at.
Right, well,
because it's not really a through street.
That's why I asked about, are they going to close Potter Street and expand the building out to the front and then reroute traffic somewhere else?
Well, there's not much traffic there. I mean, that's the point. There's no traffic there.
Well, they would still need to get traffic in and out of whatever they build.
Well, they'll build an entrance.
Okay.
I mean, listen, all of that is doable. It's just a matter of designing it and figuring out what to use. But I think before we get that far along, first got to decide whether that building is worth saving.
Right.
That's the big issue, because that's going to be an expensive project no matter how they do it.
Listen, one more fast thing. 8:30 to 9 o'clock, Dave repeated a story about. Well, now I'm going to blow my mind here. He kept
hurry up
about assault weapons. Assault is an action. It's not a physical thing.
Well, that's what the story was. It was a national story he was reading.
Right.
AR doesn't stand for assault rifle. Stands for Emolite, the company that built them.
Right,
So,
but for the
I'm
news
going to interrupt
people-
Chris because I got to go because I'm out of time here.
All right.
We'll talk
thank you.
again, though. We'll talk more about that at another time. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. We're going to get a CPO class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The ATS Simulation Range is a cost-effective solution for maintaining and improving your skills. Applied Training Solutions is located inside the Midland Mall. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel we'll be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
5X480, Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. Then Paul Schlafly of Riverside Charters. In hour number 2, it's Mr. Angler Quest Brad Dupuis. Then Corporal Jill Miller on staying safe on the water. And in our third hour, Richard P. Smith talks bears, whitetails, and lots more. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
All right, that'll wrap up the first hour. We'll be back with another open line hour after the news on WSGW. And that news, CBS has the national and the international news for you this morning. Michael Purchase in the WSGW newsroom. He will bring you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. And then we'll be back with more open line conversation on the Art Lewis Show. It all comes up right after the news next here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Wendy Gillette in New York. Breaking minutes ago, WNBA star Brittany Griner has pleaded guilty to drug charges in a Russian court. A rally was held for her last night in Arizona. Her wife, Sherelle.
Let's make sure this administration knows that they have our support to do whatever is necessary and that we are not going to ever be quiet until she's home safely. Thank you for your love, for your voices, and for your prayers.
She could face up to 10 years in prison. Brits are reflecting after Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced he'll step down.
I think he's made a lot of mistakes, but he's done a lot of good things as well. First Western economy to come out of the pandemic. He's delivered Brexit, which will be the long-term benefit of the country.
He should have been gone a long time. Overstayed his welcome by a long, long margin.
CBS News correspondent Vicky Barker reports from London on the new political landscape.
Standing outside number 10 Downing Street with his wife Carrie looking on, Boris Johnson said he tried to persuade his top officials it would be wrong to switch leaders midterm.
I regret not to have been successful in those arguments, and of course it's painful not to be able to see through so many ideas and projects. myself.
With his Conservative Party anxious to choose a successor fast, Johnson could be out within days. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
A police officer in Detroit was killed responding to a call about a man firing a weapon. Police say he had an assault-type weapon and shot at officers when they arrived. The suspect was also killed. Chief James White.
Got an officer who has paid the ultimate sacrifice, putting his life on the line for you and me every single day. And officers are doing it right now, even after this call. Enough is enough.
Women can no longer get an abortion in Mississippi.
Mississippi's so-called trigger law went into effect today after the recent Supreme Court ruling overturning Roe versus Wade. The law bans most abortions in the state. It also prompted Wednesday's closure of Mississippi's only abortion clinic. The law was at the heart of the legal case that led to the abortion decision by the nation's highest court. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Oil prices are sliding under $100 a barrel for the first time since early May. Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan.
Stations do deliver the lower prices, but it takes them time to get access to that cheaper price, to sell through their expensive fuel, and to start lowering their price.
Weekly jobless claims are out. Bankrate.com's Mark Hamrick.
A couple new claims with a rise in continuing claims at nearly 1.4 million. And the trend is to higher ground here. The job market is still seen as tight at the moment.
Dow is up 207. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution. Attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
The skies is 66 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Kershaw. A local Veterans Center will open in Bay City in a couple months. The Bay Area Veterans and Learning Center, a project of the Bay Veterans Foundation, will be located on North Madison Avenue, is expected to open in October, as long as contractors are available. The center will feature skilled trades instruction, mentorship, and resources that will be open to veterans and children in the community interested in careers in skilled trades. The project was awarded $200,000 in ARPA funding. The foundation began the idea of the Learning Center as a way to give back to veterans who have served. Currently, the center is in need of 6 to 10 volunteers to help with painting and cleaning. The Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational returns next week from July 10th to the 16th at the Midland Country Club. The week begins with a live music event Sunday evening and a junior clinic where attendees can learn from LPGA professionals on Monday. The tournament begins Wednesday, featuring 144 of the world's best golfers with free admission for spectators in the celebration of Dow's 125th anniversary. The tournament continues through Saturday with more activities for spectators. For more information, visit dowglbi.com. My Michigan Home Care will host its annual Butterflies in the Park event, giving community members an opportunity to remember or honor loved ones who have had a special and positive impact in their lives. On August 7th at 1 p.m., individuals gather to reflect upon their loved ones and enjoy a beautifully symbolic live butterfly release. In addition to paying tribute to family and friends, funds raised at the event will support patients in need of home care and hospice services, medication, and medical supplies. Each $25 donation releases a butterfly in memory or honor of a loved one. The event will be held simultaneously at parks in Midland, Gladwin, Clare, Alma, and Mount Pleasant. For a list of locations or to make a donation, visit mymichigan.org/butterflies. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Is your home filled with tension and drama? Are you feeling uneasy and thinking you just want to disappear? Maybe just run away? I know how you feel. I've been there. And I want you to know there's a place to turn to for help. Help is just one phone call away. Call 866-TEEN-911 right now and you will be connected to some people who care about you and are ready to help. Don't wait. Get help today. Call 866-TEEN-911 or go to teen911.org right now.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Summer is here, the perfect time to save some money. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out all of our deals going on right now from Tri-City Motor Speedway, One Up Games and Repairs, JB's Market in Munger, Norrie's of Auburn, Daylight Outfitters, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. An 8-year-old boy is under 24-hour monitoring at a Detroit hospital after a freak campground accident last weekend near Port Huron. Hunter Graham suffered a brain injury after a 40-foot, 300-pound tree fell on him at a St. Clair County campground during his birthday party. In a GoFundMe post, Hunter's grandmother says he has brain swelling and bleeding from the accident. The family says he's a strong fighter. They're asking for prayers and help with what they are calling overwhelming medical bills. A new study from Consumers Reports says at least 71% of Americans would consider buying an electric vehicle. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
14% of those surveyed say they are very likely to buy an electric vehicle, says study author Quinta Warren. That's up from 4% 2 years ago.
People want to drive electric vehicles, and we've identified what some of the barriers are.
Barriers include charging time and cost. Warren says many car buyers also don't know that in some cases there are federal and state incentives for those who buy electric vehicles.
Operation Arrowhead has netted more than 40 arrests in Genesee County. That's an effort by the Sheriff's Department to patrol parts of downtown Flint in a partnership with Flint Police. MLive reports Sheriff Chris Swanson says it's important people have a police presence. He says they made sure that they cross each neighborhood so they see marked cars driving by multiple times during a shift. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high into the mid-80s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies develop a low near 65. Friday, partial sunshine develops, high of 77 degrees. And on Saturday, mostly sunny, high around 76. Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, high around 83. Then by Monday, sunny skies, a high of 88 degrees. Tuesday, a chance for rain, a high of 86. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 67.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back. The Art Lewis Show, hour number 2 on this open phone day right now through 11 o'clock. You can give us a call and chat with about anything on your mind at 989-752-6111. That's the number to call from wherever you are, because most companies, they do not charge you roaming and long distance anymore, so it's like a free call from almost anywhere in the United States for that matter. And we have had callers from outside of the region from time to time. Love to hear from them. So again, 989-752-6111. I talked about a number of things last hour, but a couple of other things to chat about this morning. It's going to be time. I almost hate to do it, but it's going to be time to start talking about the 2024 presidential election, because people are already making noise. We've heard that Donald Trump is thinking of announcing early that he wants to run again. It is pretty certain that Governor DeSantis of Florida will probably be in the race. And now we hear that California Governor Newsom is also making a lot of noise about running. Depending what happens with Trump, and who knows what the outcome will be of a Republican primary for president, we could see, for example, a DeSantis-Newsom race. That would be the race with the most defined candidate positions, far left, far right, without question. And it's liable to end up in that form. It's liable to end up with Newsom, who has name recognition and obviously has the state of California behind him. And DeSantis has been in the news a lot from the conservative side and the Republican side. Might be interesting. It's too early to tell. It's way too early to tell who's going to survive the primaries and all of that. And we don't even know if Trump is going to run again. We don't know if Biden is going to run again. He says yes. Trump is obviously thinking about it, making a lot of noise about it. So, could see a Trump-Biden race again. Who knows? That would be, in presidential politics, the oldest two candidates, I think, ever to run against each other. But time will tell. But you can bet on the fact you're going to start hearing a lot more about it, because they have to set up their committees. They have to start fundraising. They have to put together mega pots of money, and that takes time. And politics is getting earlier and earlier and earlier when it comes to presidential politics. It seems the day after the inauguration, they're already talking about who's going to run the next time around. So I don't know. It's going to be something to watch, but there are a number of people out there already making noise about it. And the primaries will eventually tell the story. But since we don't know who's in it, we can't predict who's going to win it. I have no idea who's going to win the Republican or the Democratic side. I think if Joe Biden were to run again, if he would choose to run again, and he says he will, the party would have a tough time defeating him in a primary. He won't have too many people come forward. Although there is a lot of dissatisfaction in the party with him right now, because they don't think he's come out strong enough on some things. So whether he has a solid party behind him or not will be the tell of the tale. But that is also true for Donald Trump, who has been losing some support. He is not as rock solid support in the Republican Party as he was. He has lost quite a bit. Part of it due to the January 6th committee and some of the revelations, true or not true, that they've been espousing. And if the point of that committee was to keep Donald Trump from running for president, they may succeed. They may just succeed. It's not, it's not a fair examination of the facts by any means. There's not one single defense witness called. Nobody in Trump's camp to speak up for him. So it's pretty one-sided. And I think it has one sole purpose, and that sole purpose is to keep him from running for president. But the other side of that coin is there are a lot of Democrats who want to keep Joe Biden from running for president, too. Approval ratings are terrible. Kamala Harris's ratings are even worse. Of course, what you don't hear about is Congress's ratings are even worse. Who in government are we favoring these days? We don't like the president. We don't like the Congress. We don't like the vice president. We don't like a lot of the bureaucracies. And a lot of people don't like the Supreme Court now. Who do we like? There's got to be somebody out there in government we like. When you think about it, though, I mean, it's one negative after another. It's just continuously negative news, and that's all we get. All right, here is Gene in Bay City. Gene, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to talk to you. I want to talk about immigration.
Okay.
Does anybody know how that semi full of immigrants got across the border?
They drove through a checkpoint, and apparently, I would have to imagine, and this is a guess on my part, but having crossed a lot of those checkpoints, I mean, if you don't look suspicious and if all your papers are in order, they don't bother you too much. I mean, they have to really suspect something or have to see something on their radar, on their X-rays and stuff like that.
Well, seems to me somebody ought to be getting fired or something should happen.
Well, hindsight's always 20/20, Gene.
It was horrible. It was people. But what if that had been a whole semi-load of heroin or something?
Well, that happens. Listen, they don't stop every semi-load of heroin coming across the border. They do their best, and they get a lot of it. But there are always those that make it through. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a sieve.
On a little different angle on this, the Air Force was really happy. The big movie that's out right now, the
Top Gun
Maverick. The Air Force was really happy to have their jets. Of course, I think they got paid pretty well too, but they're having the Air Force and all the different Army and everybody, all of them, all the services are having trouble recruiting new people into the Army and so forth. And that's kind of getting to be kind of a bad situation. NATO has just asked that we provide more soldiers and service people at our overseas bases. And the one thing I'm kind of thinking about is, people that immigrated here a long time ago, their sons have joined the service, and the Gold Star families, where a lot of sons of immigrants have died protecting our country.
Well, we're almost all immigrants, aren't we?
I'm sorry?
We're almost all immigrants. One point or another, somebody in our family came over here.
That's right. And that is one angle to kind of think about. It looks so terrible to see so many people coming here trying to get into the country. But on the other hand, the way the world situation is, we might be thankful to have a lot of young men to get into our...
You still have to have laws and rules and quotas. You can't just have an open border.
Oh, no.
Because if you have an open border, you don't have a country.
I'm not saying that. I'm like you. I think they should have finished the wall, and I believe everybody and everything coming over here should be doubly checked. But on the other hand, like I said, we might be thankful we have a lot of young men coming over. Why do you think it is that Americans aren't joining the armed service right now like they used to.
I don't know. I had a couple of recruiters in here yesterday from the Marines, and they're out there talking, and they get their recruits. I don't know that it's it's cyclical. It goes up and it goes down, and I actually think for a lot of youngsters, it's a very attractive alternative because you get an education, you get a skill,
Right.
and you come out with something you can actually use in your life. But I can't answer that. I don't know why they.
Oh, that's kind of a bad situation. Like I
don't know
said,
that it's that bad. I mean, I haven't heard numbers that say they're really hurting badly.
Well, we have to increase on our bases out of the country, it's going to take a lot of men. I don't know. It just doesn't sound all that good. And I kind of, I have compassion for the immigrants that are families and walking with just the clothes on their back coming here. And as I said, every single person should be double and triple checked. Yeah. But the decent people that are coming here, we might be glad to have some of these young men that will volunteer for the Army.
If they would. All right, Gene, I got to run.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye now. Bye. We'll be back with more on the Art Lewis Show.
When state bureaucrats threaten doctors over their COVID treatments, Representative Annette Glenn backed the bureaucrats down. Dr. John Fenninger said Annette Glenn's actions, quote, may have saved many lives. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com. I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Investors are waiting for the monthly employment report being released Friday morning. Stocks opened higher. The latest reading on the job market, weekly jobless claims rose to 235,000 last week, and the number of continuing claims, those still receiving benefits, also increased. However, the trade deficit narrowed in May to the lowest level of the year. Shares of biotech Seagen are rallying after the Wall Street Journal reported Merck is in talks to buy the company, and GameStop shares are higher, helped by plans to do a 4-for-1 stock split. Prices of a major type of memory chip called DRAM declined 10.6% in the spring quarter. The Wall Street Journal says the decline reflects slowdowns in sales of smartphones, PCs, and other gadgets. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-328-9696. That's 800-328-9696.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. They're going to wait Torkelson around third. Sharp single to right field. Baez got the fastball and didn't miss.
The Tigers play 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we are back and ready to go back to our phones. We're going to head to Reese this morning and talk to Bob. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Art, again. Yep. Art, I think you're listening to the administration or somebody, the wrong people, because if you can't figure out why enlistment is down, that's a no-brainer to me.
Oh, why is that?
Because I called in the other day. I read the list of 13 people that were killed unnecessarily. They tell our young people they should go and fight for our country. They went over there. We went to Vietnam and fought. And what happened to Vietnam? They turned around and gave it to the communists. These young men fought, risked their lives, died, suffered imaginable injuries, and now they turned it over to the Taliban. It's this is ridiculous. The administration we got, you got to face it, facts, Art. We've been co-opted by the communists.
Well, I'm not going to face that fact because I don't believe it.
Art, look at the media. Look at the entertainment. Look at the government.
What am I looking at? What am I looking at?
The people who print the books that our kids learn from. It's all been co-opted and taken over. We've got to face it.
Well, you have to face it. I don't want to face it. I'm not going to face it.
Well,
I don't believe it's true. We're still a free country. We have elections. We change governments, and we do it in an orderly fashion for the most part. And, I still have great hope for this country because we're very resilient.
Well, that's if people stand up. But Art, did you see the 2,000 Mules movie?
No.
You should watch it. Art, the people, they stuffed those ballot boxes.
All right, I'm not going there. I don't buy into that. 62 courts have ruled against it, and I'm sorry, I'm not buying into that.
You want me to believe that a man who couldn't get 50 people to get in their car and drive across town to see him got more votes than a man who can draw 20,000 people out in the middle of the country?
Hey, believe what you can believe.
Happen.
Believe
that
what you want.
Happen.
Well, you believe what you want, but that horse is out of the barn and the door's closed.
Art, there are ways of dealing with this. If the election is fair this fall and the Republicans get in, they've got plenty of grounds to impeach Joe Biden.
So let me ask you a question. Is it only fair if the Republicans get in?
It's fair when it's fair, Art.
Okay.
When you have government surveillance, those drop boxes were supposed to have government surveillance, right?
All right.
That's government surveillance.
Okay, Bob.
That's not a biased thing. People petitioned. They got the freedom of information. Yep. They got the information.
And not one of them held up in court. Not one single argument held up in court with both Republican and Democratic judges. Not one time. Not one.
That still doesn't make
your argument very strong, though, does it?
Well,
listen, we're going to agree to disagree on that. That's where we'll end it.
Well, I'll never believe that a man like Joe Biden got more votes.
That's fine. You have that right. There's a lot of presidents that have been elected in this country, and a lot of people say, how'd they ever get the votes? Well, they did.
No.
All right. Take care, Bob.
That's not the case, Art.
All right. You see it your way. I understand that.
Bush and Gore were neck and neck all the way.
All right. We're never going to agree, so let's not continue.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye now. And here's Joe in Saginaw for I have to take a break here. Joe, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think one of the things that we really need to do is beef up our system for processing immigrants. If we're going to allow some of these immigrants to come in, and I think we probably can use some extra people in our workforce and so forth. But
Sure.
we need to beef up our immigration system so that, and we signed that treaty in what, 73 or 4 to the asylum treaty with all the other countries. And, I think we have an obligation to provide the processing system to deal with that.
Well, I would agree that we need to enhance the system. It's broken. I mean, it can't handle what it's getting. There's no way it can handle what it's getting.
And I think we do need to get to the business of rebuilding that process and, providing that system. The other thing is, I was thinking, if we do have another Trump-Biden election and so forth, and we have the same result, what if the Trumpers come with bigger guns and better organized this time and do accomplish a coup?
Nah, that's not going to happen.
Probably not.
No. That's not going to happen. All right.
But it's an interesting thought. All right,
Joe, take care.
Talk to you again
Yep.
soon.
Bye-bye now.
Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Bye now.
And here is Al in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur. Hey, back to Bob. That says a lot, though, about the trust in the leadership of this country. If we have a leader that puts our military at risk and then pulls out improperly without doing it in a smart way and costing us lives that didn't need to happen, that has a lot to do with enlistment.
Enlistment has been up and down historically.
I know, but I don't know about you, but if I had grandkids or grandchildren and they were thinking about enlisting, I would advise them against it with policies that are operating under this current president, because he doesn't seem to know what he's doing.
Well, listen, if I were of the age, well beyond that now,
right?
But if I were of the age where I was thinking of enlisting, I wouldn't do it because of who the president was. I would do it because I wanted to serve my country.
Right.
And that's what yesterday I had 2 recruiters in here from the United States Marines.
Right.
And that's exactly what they said. They are looking for people who want to be in the Corps to serve the country.
Yeah.
And that's what they're finding. And they are getting them.
But I'd wait until I had a leader that I trusted.
No, I wouldn't.
I would. I don't trust this leader. So that has an effect on me. And if it has an effect on me, I think it has an effect on other folks.
Oh, I'm sure it has effects on some, but I just wouldn't look at it that way.
I know, but there are some people that look at this as this was a loss of life that was unnecessary by ineptness and improper
well, listen,
conduct.
I fully agree that it was an inept action and that 13 U.S. service people died, didn't have to, that a lot of people were left behind, that a lot of equipment was left behind. I mean, yeah, I agree with all that. I agree with all that.
Billions of dollars worth of material, and now it's in the enemy's hands.
But I do not believe
use it.
Do not believe that has tremendous impact on recruitment.
I think it has some. I think it has some.
Some, maybe a little, not a lot.
I don't know if it's 5 or 10% or 15%, but it's got to have something. And if it has that much of an effect where they are having problems enlisting, what other problem could be causing this?
Well, I don't know. Restaurants are having trouble recruiting too, and so are all businesses. Everybody is.
But
can't find people that want to work.
But a government job like the military has excellent benefits.
Yeah, it does, but you have to really want to work. You can't get away with not working in the military.
Right, but they will take care of you the rest of your life if you serve.
I know all the pluses.
Military.
I know all the pluses. I understand that.
Right.
You still have to be able to want to work, and that's where the problem
I realize
lies.
That.
And I think that has more to do with it than Afghanistan or any place else. Seems to be something in this current generation. They're just not reliable. They don't want to work. You talk to any employer. If they have a job opening and they get 10 applicants and they hire 2, if they're lucky, one of them will show up for work. If they're lucky.
Yeah.
So
I still think the Afghanistan fiasco had a lot to do with enlistment.
I wouldn't assign the word lot to it, but that's all right. That's me.
Yep. Well, thank you, Arthur.
All right,
have
Al.
a nice morning, sir.
Hey, have
Bye
a good
now.
one. Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, lines open for you here on WSGW, and we'll be back with more.
The 2022 Cool City Car Show, supporting the local American Cancer Society, is the car show in the Great Lakes Bay region. They've raised over $330,000 for the American Cancer Society since 1995. The Cool City Car Show kicks off 2 days of fun for all ages that's free to the public. Friday, July 8th, starting at 5:30 p.m. Cars will be cruising through the streets of Essexville and Bay City, concluding at the Midland Street Business District. Visit your favorite local bar and restaurant to see all the cool cars. On Saturday, July 9th, the cars, trucks, and motorcycles will be displayed on the streets of historic downtown Bay City. Saturday, bring the family for free fun activities, contests, automotive vendors, food vendors, and regular merchants, which all make for a great summer day. With over 400 vehicles and over 5,000 people attending in years past, the Cool City Car Show has become a huge success in the Great Lakes Bay region. Get all the info on times and events online at coolcitycarshow.com.
For a beautiful look that protects and stays clean, choose Dutch Boy paint from Menards. Now all 11% off. Get quality products with smart technology like mildew-resistant coating, stain shield, and dirt-resistant paint and primer in the award-winning Dutch Boy Twist and Pour containers. Get 11% off everything, including the full line of Dutch Boy paints. Now at Menards. Good through July 10th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM. 866-549-TERM. 866-549-TERM.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Neiswander, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Grabo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-904-7789. Michael Bo Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. Filing number LA-22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson.
Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Exposure to these chemicals increased the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. We're going to get a CPO class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The ATS Simulation Range is a cost-effective solution for maintaining and improving your skills. Applied Training Solutions is located inside the Midland Mall. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you on WSGW, and Jim is in Bay City. Bay City, Jim, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you today?
Great.
Hey, I have one question. Why would we be depleting our strategic petroleum reserve to save 10 or 15 cents a gallon?
I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't think we're saving that much. And then, I don't know if you heard it last hour, but there's a story that 5 million barrels of it went overseas. Why are we shipping it out? I have no idea.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So these people in charge, don't they understand this?
No comment. I have no idea what they understand and don't understand anymore. I'm not sure.
Well,
I brought that up last hour because, I mean, supposedly we're depleting 1 million barrels a day through the summer, and that's going to really it's at its lowest level now. Better hope and pray that nothing comes along that causes us to have to dip into that for our own uses. And then to find out we're sending a portion of it overseas made no sense to me whatsoever. Have no idea.
Well, and just the term strategic reserve.
Yeah.
That's got to be something that you got to be concerned about.
It's called the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
Yeah, you get in a military action or something like that.
Yep.
Then what are you going to do for fuel?
That's a question. You got it. I don't know.
Hey, and the other guy that just called in about the enlistments. I'll tell you one thing that's stopping a lot of enlistments is mandatory vaccines.
You think?
You see?
Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe some. There's always
see
some of everything.
Yeah, but you see how many people are getting kicked out because they wouldn't take the vaccine.
Yeah.
And that's foolish for the military.
All right. Fair enough. Could be some of it anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jim.
All righty. Bye.
And we have another Jim, this one in Saginaw. Jim, good morning.
I actually tried to answer the phone because I heard Jim and I thought you had the wrong name.
I know we had 2 Jims in a row.
Yeah, this kind of thing. Just a couple interesting statements. I'm a couple years younger than you, not many. When did we grow up in our society? You went to school where we had to learn how to address a president.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Well, I never said president. I never said Eisenhower. I never said, Kennedy. Even talking around with friends, you always talked about President Eisenhower.
Right.
And sometime or another, and we learned how to write stuff like this, and all of a sudden, I don't know when. I don't know if it was Nixon on, Johnson on, but it's always in Nixon, Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
It was an evolution.
Yes.
I trace most of this and most of the change in our society back to the 60s.
Oh, great. My era.
Yeah, well, sorry. But I do. The flower power came along and disdain for authority began, and we weren't teaching young people how to be parents generationally down the road. And I just think that a lot of it started back in the 60s, and it's evolved generation to generation.
Yeah, you don't have the respect for your elders, and you don't.
Yeah, well, exactly.
For the police department,
exactly.
or anybody.
I can't imagine what would have happened to me if I showed disrespect to my elders when I grew up.
Oh, I know what.
I can't imagine what my father would have done with me. Oh my goodness! And he was not one to. I was not a spanked child. My parents didn't really believe in that kind of punishment, but he was good at dealing out punishment that I knew about, and it would be the kind of punishment that really made me stop and think, because I'd have nothing to do for several days because everything would be taken away from me.
Oh, yes.
But I just I don't see that happening today. I don't know. It's different.
And to change the topic real quick, I voted for President Trump because I didn't want Hillary, and I voted for Biden because I didn't want Trump. I think two more. Talk about a slap around.
Well, you're not alone though.
We're not voting for who we don't want, not who we want.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's who we don't want anymore. I know.
We don't want. I want to get rid of that.
Well, there was an article the other day that it was an opinion piece. I forgot what it was from now, but somebody wrote that right now the Democratic Party has only one answer. It needs Hillary Clinton again.
Oh,
I'm going, oh my goodness gracious. Won't that be interesting? All right.
Then I have a really dilemma. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Have a great one.
Jim. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right. Bill in Hemlock, hang on. We'll get to you in just a couple of moments here on the Art Lewis Show.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards. Or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
My fat fingers at work. And let's get back to our phones this morning. We have Bill in Hemlock. Bill, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, I voted for Trump. I won't vote for him again. I don't like Joe either, but I'm glad we're out of Afghanistan. Why don't people realize it's good we're out of there?
It's the way we left,
The
not the fact that
Afghani
we're
army
out.
didn't want to fight.
Yeah, but it's not the fact that we left. I think everybody was glad we left. It was the way we left.
It could have been a lot worse. The Taliban had control of the airport and everything.
Could have been a lot better too.
And
First of
the
all, you don't
Taliban
tell your
didn't
enemies.
kill these
First of all, you don't tell your
Taliban
enemies what you don't.
If we were still there could have been 1,000 more killed.
Yeah, I
The
said
Tal-
we're glad we're out of there. It's just the way we left.
But the Taliban could have killed thousands. They could have shot every plane down that took off. It was ISIS that killed the 13 people, and Trump said he got rid of ISIS.
Yeah, well, regardless, it was not done well, and you don't tell your enemy what you're going to do before you do it.
Hey, I was in Vietnam too. That was a mess.
That was a mess.
Do you know how much equipment we left there?
Yeah, same as I understand.
Same thing. It just gets me.
I understand.
Iraq, same thing. If the Afghanis didn't want to fight, that's all there was to it, and I'm glad we're out. I'm sorry about the 13 people, but it could have been thousands.
All right, fair enough.
Good day.
Good day. Take care. Bye-bye, Bill. And here's Vaughn in Bay City. Vaughn, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are going. The Bay City Alumni Club will be at the party on McCarty tonight. We're being featured tonight, so we'll be playing the fight song. They feature different colleges, and it's our turn tonight. So party on McCarty. Stop by.
Yeah,
it's around 5 and goes for a while. So,
yeah, it does. It's always a good time. So
yeah,
you're going to play the fight song, huh?
We'll have the fight song queued up. Yes.
Gee, I can't imagine why you'd want to do that.
Yes, I think Michigan State sometime in August, but we're up tonight, so I just want to let people know if they.
I think you ought to be there together and have fight songs.
They're talking about that. Maybe next year. We might do it next year. Yes. So, yes.
Oh my
anyway,
goodness gracious!
Just a shout out.
Yeah. Well, listen, Vaughn, I always appreciate it.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Stop on by. Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Party on McCarty. It's U of M night, I guess, huh? Ah, yes. Anyway, still have time to get you in real quick if you give us a call. We got a few minutes left here. And also ahead, we're going to find out what's happening in Auburn with the Auburn Outreach. Here is a story. I didn't bring it up, and I should have actually, but I may save it for tomorrow in our lighter shows. But this may be, the most important thing happening in the world today. And how did I not bring this up at the beginning of the program? Will it be Mayim Bialik or Ken Jennings, the permanent host of Jeopardy? I understand it's going to be Ken Jennings. That's the guess, but I would prefer Mayim Bialik myself. But it's everywhere. It's in the news. It's a big story, of course, with the death of Alex Trebek and the opening of that hosting position. There was a lot of speculation. Originally, it was going to be Mike Richards, who was the executive producer of the program, who hosted a couple of shows and then hosted a few weeks, but ended up in some kind of trouble. I don't know if it was sexual discrimination or what it was, but he ended up pulling out, and that left it open. And Ken Jennings, they went through a whole host of guest hosts, if you will. And then Ken Jennings and Mayim Bialik were the two that were holding down the fort. And Jennings was on for quite a while. Mayim was on for quite a while. She's on now. And Jennings has been in the background as a consultant producer to the show for quite a while. I suspect, unfortunately, I say unfortunately because he does all right. I mean, it's not that he wouldn't do a good job. I'm a bigger fan of Mayim Bialik than I am of Ken Jennings, but that's me. I'll probably lose that battle. Anyway, we're going to take our last break here on WSGW. We'll talk more about Jeopardy and TV tomorrow on the Art Lewis Show. Also, we're going to talk about Medicare Solutions tomorrow with Jeff Carrick. So all of that will be on Friday. But for now, we'll take our last break.
Summer has officially arrived. This is Sonia with Westside Decorating Center. We can help keep your homes noticeably cooler with our energy-efficient window treatments. Call our designers at 989-793-6182 for a personal consultation. Whether you want to filter the sunlight or block it out entirely, we've got the perfect style for you. Ask about our free cordless upgrades and power options. We invite you to stop in and see our updated displays today at Westside Decorating, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
Trying to find a needle in a haystack? Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSGW online poll. Are you outdoors or are you indoors during the summer? It is summertime, a great time to be outdoors. Or is it? As a survey that we had recently showed, 53% of people don't enjoy being outdoors in the summer, preferring to stay indoors in air-conditioned comfort. Some of the reasons they think that summer can be a bummer is from feeling sweaty, dealing with bugs, to suffering sunburn. Others say that those reasons can be dealt with and are relatively minor inconveniences for the chance to be outside. So the poll question is simple. Would you rather spend your time indoors or outdoors during summer? You can answer indoors, you can answer outdoors, you can answer about the same. I'm not going to give you the I'm not sure answer. If you cannot be sure of whether you'd be indoors or outdoors, then you've got a problem. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and please vote.
The Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. Then Paul Schlafly of Riverside Charters. In hour number 2, it's Mr. Angler Quest Brad Dupuis. Then Corporal Jill Miller on staying safe on the water. And in our third hour, Richard P. Smith talks bears, whitetails, and lots more. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
The Art Lewis Show, weekday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We thank you for being with us. We'll move over to Focus and learn about Auburn next hour. Before that, though, news from CBS, the national and international report. And in the WSGW newsroom, Michael Percher will bring us up to date on what's happening in the world and the region. All of that is ahead. And then after the news, we will be back on WSGW Saginaw Bay City, Midland. It's 11 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We have 2 breaking stories from overseas this morning. Britain's leader has announced he's stepping down, but first to Russia. WNBA star Brittany Griner being led into a courtroom near Moscow where she has pleaded guilty to drug charges. CBS's Jim Krasula has the details.
Russian news agencies reported that speaking through an interpreter, Brittany Griner said she had acted unintentionally because she was packing in haste. She was detained in February at a Moscow airport after vape canisters with cannabis oil were allegedly found in her luggage. The WNBA star and 2-time Olympic gold medalist faces up to 10 years in prison if she were to be convicted of large-scale transportation of drugs.
Griner's wife, Sherelle, spoke at a free BG rally at the Footprint Center in Phoenix last night.
I'm frustrated that 140 days have passed since my wife has been able to speak to me To our family and to our friends, I'm frustrated that my wife is not going to get justice.
Sherelle Griner spoke with President Biden by phone yesterday, said he told her the White House is working hard to try to bring Brittany home. A scandal in the UK has led to British Prime Minister's demise. Correspondent Vicky Barker says he'll resign.
Boris Johnson accepting that the protest resignations of some 60 cabinet ministers, aides, and department heads in 2 dizzying days had left him no choice.
The herd instinct is powerful. When the herd moves, it moves. And my friends, in politics, no one is remotely indispensable.
Not clear whether Johnson will get his wish to stay till his fellow Conservatives elect his successor. His fed-up party may try to appoint a caretaker prime minister before that. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Former police officer Derek Chauvin will be sentenced at federal court in Minneapolis today for violating George Floyd's civil rights. WCCO TV's Esme Murphy.
Chauvin can choose to speak at the sentencing. At last year's sentencing in the state trial, he turned to the Floyd family and said this.
I want to give my condolences to the Floyd family. There's going to be some other information in the future that would be of interest. And I hope things will give you some peace of mind.
Since then, he has appealed his state conviction. An attorney for the Floyd family tells WCCO Floyd family members will be in court for the sentencing.
Weekly jobless numbers up a touch to 235,000. Mortgage rates have fallen to 5.3% from 5.7% last week. Dow up 272. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies, 72 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Kirchup. Saginaw Star's bus system is moving forward with a feasibility study to look into possible sites for expansion, including the potential redevelopment of the historic Potter Street station. WSGW's Ann Williams has this report.
STARS has hired Spicer Group to conduct the study. Executive Director Glenn Steffen says the study will serve the Saginaw community by laying the groundwork for steps toward economic growth, including jobs, redevelopment, and going green. He said Congressman Dan Kildee has helped secure federal funding for the study, which is expected to take up to a year. The study will look at the Potter Street Depot and land surrounding the site, the Civitan Center, the current STARS headquarters, and up to 2 other potential sites in Saginaw. The Potter Street Station, once a busy transportation hub for the area, opened in 1881. The last time a passenger train stopped there was in the early 1960s. Since then, it's fallen into serious disrepair and has been partially damaged by fire. Its current owner is the Saginaw Depot Preservation Corporation, which has saved it from the wrecking ball several times. Ann Williams, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
3 Midland recreation projects could be receiving $300,000 each in state funding. The Pear Marquette Rail Trail, Tittabawassee River Pedestrian Corridor, and the Great Lakes Bay Regional Trail are all included in recommendations to benefit from the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund. The money comes from the development of minerals on state land and is set aside for recreation projects or land acquisition. The Michigan legislature has approved the recommendations, which now await Governor Gretchen Whitmer's signature. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Service. It's hard to find these days. Well, the folks at M&R Garage Door have built their business on it. In fact, it's fair to say that service is their specialty. M&R Garage Door has earned the right to say that by taking care of their customers in the Tri-Cities for over 50 years. M&R can professionally repair any brand and size garage door opener or garage door, including all residential and industrial doors. Call M&R at 894-0971 for all of your garage door and opener needs. Remember, M&R Garage Door. Service is their specialty.
Join the Great Lakes Looms July 28th for Office Professionals Night with Kate Flannery, Meredith Palmer from The Office.
I've had 2 men fight over me before. Usually it's over which one gets to hold the camcorder.
Meredith will be available for autographs and selfies during the game. It's a Thirsty Thursday.
2 packs of Splenda. Call it one of every.
With half-off beer all night long.
Oh my God.
And we'll wrap up the night with a fireworks Loom-tacular. Tickets are selling fast at Loons.com. Meredith from The Office, July 28th.
Damn it, Meredith. We're panties. It's casual day.
Dive in. It's Loons baseball time.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Organizers of a campaign to let voters decide abortion rights in Michigan say they've gathered more than enough signatures to put the issue on the ballot. The announcement was made last night by Lynn Song at the Ann Arbor City Council meeting. Song is a co-chair of the group Reproductive Freedom for All. The group needed just over 425,000 valid signatures by next Monday. The proposal would ask voters whether abortion rights should be added to the state constitution. A Detroit police officer has been shot and killed. Chief James White said the officer was responding to a call about a gunman firing shots around 7:30 last night when he was shot. The officer's partner shot and killed the suspect. White says the officer killed was a 5-year veteran of the department.
He comes from a long history of law enforcement officers. His father, a recently retired police officer in this department as well. And just a tragic event. We lost a hero today, and the department and the city is grieving. But I will tell you, the officers are heartbroken.
Mayor Mike Duggan says the city owes a debt of gratitude to the fallen officer, a debt that can never be repaid. Michigan Farmers Union, in collaboration with the Dairy Together Coalition, hosted a meeting to discuss the future of dairy farming and push for policy action in the 2023 Farm Bill. Farmers, industry stakeholders, and others gathered for conversations about how to reform dairy markets and ensure the next generation of dairy farmers have the tools they need to be diverse and resilient. Attendees heard from market experts and family farm advocates about what elected officials can do to improve the livelihoods of independent dairy producers, among them implementing a growth management plan that sets the amount of milk a single farm can produce in a year to avoid overproduction, which is the primary driver of price volatility in the dairy markets. WSGW News Time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high into the mid-80s. Winds out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies develop, a low near 65. Friday, partial sunshine develops, high of 77 degrees. And on Saturday, mostly sunny, high around 76. Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, high around 83. Then by Monday, sunny skies, a high of 88 degrees. Tuesday, a chance for rain, a high of 86. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 70.
Now,
It's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
All right. Welcome to another edition of Focus, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, affordable alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6721. Is that right? I think so. And RoofMax, it's with two X's, of course. I'll tell you more about that as we go along. We were expecting to hear from some folks from Auburn today, but if not, we will just have open phones for the remainder of this half hour. And if you have something you wanted to talk about but didn't get in the last 2 hours, by all means, give us a call. 989-752-6111 is the number to call, and keep the conversation going on this Thursday morning. Big time next week in Midland, of course. Next week is the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational LPGA Tournament. Wednesday through Saturday, the actual tournament play. Monday, practice rounds. Tuesday, a Pro-Am. Sunday evening, by the way, there is a big block party downtown Midland. Music and food trucks and all kinds of good stuff going on to kind of kick off the celebration. And some big names playing this year, including Annika Sormstrom. 92 tournament winner. Wow. So you get to see some of the best golfers in the world. And Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, is absolutely free. The first day, no charge to get in. So I think if you go to Dow Great Lakes, DowGLBI.com would be one place to go. You can also download the app. There is an app for the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, Dow GLBI, and get information on what you need to do if you want to get in for free on Wednesday. Going to be a good time. Thousands and thousands of people come out for this tournament at the Midland Country Club. This will be the third year of it. Not 3 consecutive because the pandemic put an interruption into that. But the third out of a 5-year agreement or 5-tournament agreement with the LPGA. And more than likely, and I'm not speaking out of turn, but more than likely, I think Dow would be in line to renew it. I think they're quite pleased with the way things have been working out. They've increased the purse every year. It's a $2.5 million tournament now for the ladies. And if you have not seen these women play golf, if you're a golfer, first of all, and you want to see some good golf, you come out. I do a lot of the starting, and I get to stand on the tee box and watch these young women hit the golf ball, and I just shake my head. It's unbelievable. And they're very international in scope. They're from all over the world. Many from Asia, Korea particularly. Many from Scandinavia, from the Far East, and Eastern Europe. It is literally, it's like going through a language pronunciation guide when you look at all the names. And great golf, and a great place to watch. The Midland Country Club is a phenomenal venue to watch this golf in. It's a great venue. It's a beautiful course. And parking at the Dow Diamond, and they'll shuttle you over to the country club. So next week, we'll tell you more about it. Monday, we're going to be broadcasting from the Midland Country Club on Monday. And in the first hour, we will have as our guest the chairman and CEO of Dow, Jim Fitterling. In the second hour, we'll talk to retired golfer Suzanne Pedersen. And we'll talk to tournament director Chris Chandler. All that coming up next Monday. So that's what to look forward to here on WSGW. Should be a great tournament. It's always a fun time out there, and you get to see some just phenomenal golf. Let's talk to Mark in Bay City. Mark, good morning.
Yes, how are you, Mr. Lewis?
We are fine, sir.
I was trying to call earlier and I couldn't get through, but I'm glad you got extended program there. My question to you, sir, is you were saying about this oil being shipped overseas that is being released from the supplies.
Right.
Where exactly did you get that news from? What reliable source, or that's just a rumor?
No, it's not a rumor. Just a minute, and I'll get you the story. And I can even tell you how many barrels were sent by whom, if I can find it.
Yeah, but I heard you say that you heard this and you heard that.
Yeah,
and
well, I should have quoted the source, and I didn't. You're right.
I appreciate it because that's how rumors get spread around, and people believe it. You know, one says it, and then
where did I put
repeat
it? Where did I put it? You know, Phillips sent like 580 million barrels, and another company whose name I forgot. And of course, when I need it, I can't find it.
I mean, where did you read that? On you?
Well, that's what I'm going to.
United Press, CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC.
That's what I'm looking for to tell you, and I can't find it. Just a minute. See if I can find it here someplace. I had it. Don't know what I did with it, but I had it.
You sir already have one caller.
Yeah, it was, but it was a traditional source, though. It was. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. So it was written by Anthony Somakskar, and bring up an interesting question. Hang up. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
And I'm looking for the name of the publication here, and I'm not seeing it right off the top because I probably cut it off when I printed it. Oh, it's Reuters. Okay. Reuters News Service.
Okay.
And here's what it says. More than 5 billion barrels of oil, part of a historic U.S. emergency reserve release to lower domestic fuel prices, were exported to Europe and Asia last month, according to data and sources, even as U.S. gasoline and diesel prices hit record highs. Now, let me tell you who's shipped what here. I can give you that too, if I can find it real quick. Phillips 66 shipped about 470,000 barrels of sour crude from the Big Hill Reserve. And they sent that to Trieste, Italy, because there's a big pipeline there that feeds Europe. Atlantic Trading and Marketing, an arm of the French oil major Total Energies, exported 2 cargoes of 560,000 barrels each. And then there were 2 other shipments to the Netherlands and elsewhere. But it comes from Reuters.
I do appreciate you finding out. You know what I mean? People say things.
I understand. And I should have quoted the source.
Right. You got a couple callers that call and always tell you this and that. When you press them for the facts, they say, well, I heard it here and I heard it there.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good enough.
Yeah, you're right. And I should have given you the source up front.
Well, thank you.
And I'm glad you called on it.
Well, thank you. I enjoy your program.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Art.
Take care,
Thank
Mark.
you, Art. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Take a break and come back, and we'll get to Russ in Bay City when we return. Russ, hang on.
You're tired of it, aren't you? Sleeping on a different couch every night, wondering if you'll ever have any food to eat, feeling incredibly alone? I know how you feel. I've been there. I've been homeless. And I want you to know there is hope. In fact, a warm bed and hot meal are just one phone call away. Just call 866-TEEN-911 right now, and you'll be connected to some great people who care greatly about you and are ready to help. Don't wait. Get off the streets. Call 866-TEEN-911 or go to teen911.org right now.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver with advanced technology and equipment so we can reach over 160 million addresses across the country. We're delivering for thinkers, doers, movers, shakers, groundbreakers, future makers, innovators, trailblazers, disruptors, streamers, dreamers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Country Legends, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Singer-songwriter Reese Palmer admits it's not easy being a woman of color in the country music world, but she does not regret her career choice.
I knew in the very beginning that there weren't a lot of people that looked like me. And I knew that that was going to be a mountain that I was going to have to climb. But I love the songwriting. I love the storytelling.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, back with you on an extended program here for another few minutes. And Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Well, people are saying, well, what's with the military? Why aren't we meeting the recruiting goals? Well, you got both Biden and Millie out there insisting that if you want to be in today's U.S. military, you got to be 100 in lockstep with the Democrat Party agenda.
I didn't hear anybody say that.
Really?
No, I haven't heard anybody. I haven't heard any recruiters say that.
If you want to be in the military,
come on,
you got to subscribe to the LGBT agenda and to the critical race theory, or we got no place for you. Millie has said that over and over again, and so has Biden. You got to be on board for their political agenda. You got to completely support their mask and vaccine mandates. Whatever the Democrats say, you say how high and for how long. And that is your only response. Or you got no business being in their military.
Okay, so you think if Biden gets out of office and a Republican takes office, all of a sudden recruitment's going to go way up?
No, nothing happens overnight like that.
Oh, gee whiz. Because recruitment's been down for a long time. I just don't understand.
Well, not this down. This is down.
All right.
But that's all right. Everyone does it, I know. And I'm just saying it might be an idea that where are all these people that support race theory, that support every political agenda tied to the LGBT movement? Where are they? They thought it was all funny when they're out there saying, oh, it's going to be civil rights and this and that. All right, then step up to the plate. You wanted it this way? Volunteer. It's your turn.
Well, all right. I mean, that's a view.
It's like the Dixie Chicks pissing off all the country music fans. It only worked for one album that the liberals hung with them. Same with the military. It's always been conservative. It's been the kids of conservatives that volunteer for the most part. And if you don't like them,
come on,
you don't want them, then where are you going to get them?
Well, I'm going to totally disagree with you because I know a lot of Democrats who enlisted and served
Well, I didn't say
So-
everyone. I said the
No,
vast
you said a
majority.
vast majority, and I don't agree with
Yeah.
that either. I think you'll
Well-
find it split. The country's split. Why would the
You look at
military be any different?
Every poll ever taken of military or vets, and they'll back me up. I mean, it's
All
not hard to find. The vast majority of the military is conservative. I mean, it is.
Yeah, all right, if you say so.
All right. Well, you have a great day.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we're a split country, folks, and almost everything in this country reflects that split. So anyway, that'll do it for Focus today. We thank RoofMax. GetRoofMax.com. Back to close out.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail,